What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Nathan, and on this planet we send it. And what we're going to be getting in today, well, we're going to be getting up into my beehive. I need to get on out there. It's been about 3 to 4 weeks since I've done my inspection, so I need to go ahead and hop on up there and see how they're doing. Last time I was up there, they were having like a lot of cross comb going on. There was like 4 or 5 frames having cross comb, so I put in 2 new frames where it was really bad. So I'm kind of curious to get on up there, see how the cross comb is doing, and then check out the other side to see if I might have to replace those. Although this isn't going to be a short, I do anticipate this being a short video just because it's not too easy when I'm in a full bee suit trying to record all this, but I'll do the best I can to, at least give you guys an idea on where my beehive is. And then plus it helps me vlog, where things are with the hive too. I'm hoping that there's going to be some good honey in the middle and at least showing me that the flow hives are getting close to, being able to produce. But the bottom line, what I really want to see is that there's a lot of brood. Last time there was some brood in there. It wasn't that much. It seemed kind of like they were getting honey bound to where there was too many frames filled with honey and not enough for the brood. So now that I put the honey super on and I gave them 2 new frames, I'm curious to see how it is. All right, I got a plan in place. Risks are acceptable. Let's go ahead and send it. All right, I'm getting ready to go in and inspect the bees today. It's been about 3 to 4 weeks since I last took a look at them. They had brood and everything, and that's pretty much just what I'm doing is I'm coming here to see if they have brood. So for the most part, got most of the bees out foraging. It's probably about 11:30 or so. I got my smoker ready, got my gloves ready, got my little stands up here ready to go, and then also got some more smoking stuff, and then also my tools over here just in case I need any of them. So I'm going to go ahead and light the smoker, go ahead and start smoking the front, and then kind of leave the smoker up towards the front to let them start getting settled, and then we'll go ahead and start taking off the top and seeing what everything looks like inside. Alright, so I got them smoked. You can see they're starting to move around. I'm letting the smoker just kind of stay there and let them know that there's smoke. So I'm going to let that sort of sit for about a minute or so before I open the top. I'll just finish my preparations, then I'll go ahead and open the top. I'm just going to straight remove the honey super, and then we'll go ahead and start taking a look. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and see if we can see what they look like right now before I... Okay, so this is pretty good. They're starting to get here in the side, and I tell you, the smell from the hive is very nice and aromatic. There's just a nice sweet smell. So this is the closest side to the house, or the northern facing side. Let's go ahead and take a look at the other side. All right, this is the south side. Let's see what we're looking in here. We got good activity there in the middle. I'm happy to see that. So this is looking really good. It looks like they are starting to get up there. As a matter of fact, that might even... It's hard for me to see through the veil. I'm not sure if that is a honey in there or just a bee or whatever, but it looks like they might be starting to fill that up in there. Nope, that's a bee in there working. So okay, that's good to see. That's probably some of the most exciting stuff that I've seen. So as long as that there's brood, then I'm going to be pretty happy with this. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look here. We got some good activity. They look nice and full throughout the whole area. Let's go ahead and pull up the queen excluder. I'm being gentle just in case she's on there. Now the bees are starting to get a little agitated, getting smoke right in my face. It's not good for me, as I know it's not good for them. But I'm going to go ahead and smoke them now. Now, unfortunately, the GoPro will overheat in this temperature, so I'm going to have to go ahead and turn her off, and then I'll bring you over when I got something good to show you. Alright, so real fast, it does look like I still got some cross combing going on. Not that much, but I do got some here, so I'll probably replace at least 1 frame, and I got one right here. So I'll probably replace 2 frames today. Those 2 not necessarily at the edge, but just in from the edge. So real fast, this is the frame that I thought I would be replacing, but it's full of brood. And I'm not sure if I saw the queen. I think it might have just been a drone because the eyes were touching. But this thing's full of brood, so I'm not going to remove this one. I'm going to see if I find an adjacent one to go ahead and replace. Now, I'm hoping this coming good because I know you were looking south at the north face here. And hopefully the shade you can still see it. But this is a lot of drone brood, so Again, the queen, I haven't seen her yet, or at least I don't think I've seen her yet. She's at least pretty healthy and laying very well. So I'm just going to keep going through and just making sure everything else looks good. All right, just giving you a quick update. So far, I have made it to this frame, and it has been non-stop brood. So this queen is doing really well. Had to go ahead and add a little bit more smoker fuel to the smoker, but some pine needles, but that's going again. And yeah, we're just going to be getting to the last 3 frames. I'm thinking I may not actually cut any. Oh wait, hold on a second. What's this? All right, we got an extra queen cell or swarm cell. It does appear to be empty, so no big deal. I cut this off because it was kind of one of the pieces that was getting in the way, and when I think they were creating cross-comb in one area. But now that I got that out of the way, hopefully I kind of push things back into place. Hopefully they see which way I want them to go and they do it. If not, the cross-comb really hasn't been that bad this time. So regardless, I think I'm probably just going to let them be and go ahead and allow them just to build as they want to. I'm just going to go ahead and check those last 3 frames, and then we'll go ahead and close the top. And I think I'm going to go ahead and pull some honey super frames and some flow frames and see what they're looking like. All right, let's go ahead and send it. I am going to see if I can do this with just one hand, but you can see they got the propolis in here between the joints. And this one actually has a little bit of cross comb, so I'm going to go ahead and just kind of push through that from an open side, so I can see that this side is open. So I'm just going to kind of cut on through very gently. All right, I'm through there. Just looking to see if there's any other cross comb. This one's kind of close, so I can't really see from my perspective, but no, that was open. So now I'm going to go ahead and just pry it open just gently. That one felt a little harder still. Okay. All right, we'll see how this one's going. I'm still going to try to do this with just one hand, and let's see how this goes. Get the smoke in my face. Okay. So let's come on over here. First thing I'm doing is I'm looking for the queen. That one looks kind of big. Is that the queen? I don't think so. No, that appears that the drones. I think that's a drone because the eyes were touching. Let's see here. First thing I do is I look for the queen. Again, this is another brood frame. That's looking really good. All right, I'm going to might have to cut over, but I'm going to go ahead and I try not to squish the bees whenever I sit this down. Pick up the other side. This one's open, but still a lot of a lot of brood around the edges at least. The smoke's getting right in my face. Step just a little bit away. But yeah, so far I've had just non-stop brood, so that's really good. That is I believe that's a drone. She looks big, but it doesn't look too big. So, okay, yeah, we're just going to go ahead and go to the last 2 frames, and then I'll let you know what the end results are before we switch on over. All right, so I did decide the last 2 I'm going to go ahead and take. Not because necessarily they're honey, although the very last one was a honey one. So you can see this one, I've opened it up, so it's kind of dripping down. Let me go ahead and pull this other one back, and hopefully you can see it good. I'll go ahead and come on up here and hopefully give you an angle, but you can see how wavy this is. And I think this was one of the original pieces that I basically got on there with some rubber bands. So I'm going to go ahead and put in the 2 new frames. I'm going to put in one at the very end and then one in between where the brood was, that was kind of cross-connected, so that they can hopefully start setting up some new brood there for where they want it, and hopefully everything comes out straight. So I will end up putting in 2 new frames. All right, so I'm going to try to get the middle flow frame out. Okay, that's loose. Come over to this one. Felt overall loose. I think I'm going to just try to one-hand it now. I'm giving my hive tool right here. There's honey all over it, so I'm giving it back to the bees. Let's see if we can get my fingers in there. This is feeling definitely heavy. Ooh, look at that. Let me go ahead and get under it and get you guys a good look. So I'm gonna go ahead and we can 2-hand this. This one is almost ready for harvesting. That's exciting. And I'm gonna go ahead and let's see here, see if we can get the same view on this side, even though it's the shaded side. You can see this one is almost full of honey too. We're looking good. We might be harvesting here in a month or two. And that middle one right there is looking good. At least I don't know how well you can see it. And I can't see this one really good, but I'm gonna go ahead and put them back in there so I stop disturbing them, and we're gonna let them be. So I'm just gonna recap. I'm gonna leave these frames here for all the bees that are on them to go ahead and move back in when they're ready. And then plus the bees can use the honey. So these things, these clips up here, they're not necessarily the strongest, but they should work as long as it's not that much wind, which we're not expecting any. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave these. I'll probably maybe come and get these here right as it goes to the evening time when the bees have all moved back inside. And that way, just to get them on out of the way. All right, that's going to go ahead and wrap up this video. Again, it's going to be just a nice and short and easy video, just me getting up there and seeing how everything was going, and I'm very pleased to see how things are going. Almost all the frames were full with brood, so the queen is doing good. I didn't see it, or at least I'm not confident that I saw the queen, but I know she's in there handling business, and I'm happy to see that. Replace those two frames with a cross comb was, at least that honeycomb was a little wavy, so hopefully the next time I get in there, it's more, uniform like the other ones. Even though where I replaced it in the front side of it, there was still some cross comb. That was actually pretty weak. So hopefully now that I've addressed it, hopefully the rest is going to be better the next time I get into it. And I'll say this is probably my 5th or 6th time that I got up into the Flow Hive or into the hive period, and this was the calmest the bees have been. So I don't know if it's because they're in a lot better situation resource wise. There's a honey flow going on right now, or maybe they're just getting used to me, or maybe the pine needles that I used this time instead of wood shavings was a lot better, or maybe the queen has some new genetics. I don't know what's going on, but they seem to be a lot calmer around me this time. Not necessarily calm like I've seen on some other people, but that was significantly more calmer than I've ever been. And when they're calm, it makes me stay calm. But anyways, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next one.